So Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who was a Supreme Court justice, last night passed away at the age of 87 after many battles with cancer that she actually won, but this one she has succumbed to the illness. And what it has shown is that it is unmasking not only the grand plan that was really in place that was leading up to the election, but a lot of people are losing their minds even more than we thought they could possibly lose their minds at this point in 2020. And it has just taken the stakes of this election and this year in general to a whole nother level. And I have some thoughts on the reaction to Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death right now. So keep watching if you are interested in hearing some unfiltered thoughts on what's going on. Now, before I get into my thoughts, if you have not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel down below and ring the bell to turn on post notifications, and let me know what you think throughout the video in the comment section down below. So the first question I had was, do we have to fawn over someone in death if we didn't really fawn over them or like them in real life? Because it seems that the opposite is happening of what you would think. So the people who have celebrated RBG, I'll call her for the rest of the video, in life are mad that she died now instead of after an election, which we can break that down in and of itself in a whole video about how crazy it is to think that way. But in some cases, people are actually happy she died before the election. So you can split it both ways or look at it both ways and see the good and the bad in each. And it's weird because many who disagreed with her in life are now celebrating her in death. So it is very weird that her death has just completely unmasked people for the real reason why they either loved or hate her in life and love or hate her in death. So I think that's very interesting. And as I was thinking about this and trying to digest what it means for her to have died this close to an election, it really struck me that this is such a parallel to what was happening with the coronavirus response months ago, as things were in the heat of the moment and like in the peak of what the madness that ensued from the coronavirus lockdowns. And it appears that the same people who were freaked out that they may die from the coronavirus are the same ones who are shocked by Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. And even though she and her family have been through many difficult health battles as she's been in the public spotlight, and to her credit, I mean, she's fought through all of them until now, and even at the later stages of her life, and now at the age of 87, she has succumbed to those illness. But to me, a lot of what is happening today is the result of people finally waking up to the fact that death is real and that we can no longer just delay or deny the fact that death is going to happen, and we just need to accept our mortality at this point. So one thing that is being said that is being taken in a way out of context is how legislators will respond to Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death and the potential replacement for her on the Supreme Court. And they're starting to dredge up the footage of these senators in particular, because they're the body in Congress that would approve or vote to approve a replacement to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And they're using their past words against them, and in some cases, the senators have actually asked in the past to use their words against them if this scenario came up. While many are being exposed as potential hypocrites for being a little inflexible in past statements, which now appears to be it was used as a persuasion negotiating tactic, and clearly they didn't have a crystal ball of what would happen now at that time. And it seems the only person who recently made a clear comment about what would happen in this situation was Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who is the one that actually can call the vote to approve a Supreme Court nominee. And he said he would delay a vote only if the Senate majority and the White House were ruled by different parties, which was the case in 2016 as Obama was leaving office and President Trump and Secretary Clinton were the nominees. In that case, it was a majority Republican in the Senate and a White House controlled by a Democrat. That is not the case here. In this case, right now, it's a Republican White House and a Republican Senate majority. So as far as Mitch McConnell's comments go, this does not apply to what he said in 2016. Also of note is I see the ones who said in 2016, under no circumstance should we replace a Supreme Court justice should it happen in an election year. And I can see them changing their minds at this point, considering what the stakes are in this case. And I think the reason that they should, or the reason they might give for them changing their opinion, is that back in 2016, like I said, they didn't have a crystal ball and they didn't know how crazy 2020 would be in the election cycle, leading up to the election cycle in particular. And they didn't know the crisis we'd be in electorally as far as the voting situation and the attacks on our electoral system from mostly people on the left. And so I think we should really be asking the question, and really from this be defining, what defines an election year? So is it like one calendar year out from election day, meaning November 3rd, 2019, anything after that regarding a Supreme Court justice should be held until after the election or until after the election is decided? Is it the calendar year the election takes place in, meaning anything after January 1st, 2020, up until the election decided, there should be no replacement should a seat be available? Is it when the first candidate on either side of the political aisle declares a run in the next election, meaning in this case it would have been, I think, what was it, early 2019 at that point was when the first people kind of decided, but actually really it wasn't, because President Trump actually submitted or filed to run for re-election, I think months after he was inaugurated in 2017. So in that case, they're basically trying to create a rule that the current president can't appoint anybody after he declares his next re-election bid. So in that case, it's kind of like he can never appoint one, which is not constitutionally correct. So that was kind of an interesting thing I was thinking about too. Or should it be when a nominee for a major party is declared, on either side? So after primaries or after they have enough delegates, that date is when, after that, until the election is decided, you can't choose a Supreme Court justice to replace one if one is dead or retired or whatever. Interesting one. Or should it be post-convention? So once each major party has a convention and officially nominates a candidate for their party to be president, should that be the time when it's cut off where no decisions are made Supreme Court-wise? That's another option. But honestly, I have a feeling making that kind of rule, now that we're in this situation, it can be seen as foolish. Not only from 2016, a lot of the comments that were made, but also now and going forward, I think it's a foolish thing to think. And if we really believe in the institution that is the Supreme Court, then it shouldn't matter what the circumstances are around that time. We should be appointing and replacing whoever's up there, no matter what. And I think that's an important takeaway, an important maybe mistake that has been made in the past. But Mitch McConnell decides, and he has been consistent from what I see over the years, and so I don't see how they're not going to vote on a replacement. And it appears that both he and President Trump are saying they want to appoint and approve a replacement for Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Also, right before starting filming this for you, I saw someone post a blog post from, it appears, a decision by the Supreme Court. It said basically that the Supreme Court itself advised that there is neither a precedent nor an expectation to leave a seat in the court open in an election year. So the Supreme Court itself says that basically we should fill this seat. So I think there's not really any reason not to fill it. So let me know what you think. It's been a crazy year. I think anyone with half a brain cell probably agrees with that, and it appears that in the last 24 hours it has become another level of crazy, from people posting weird videos, people threatening to burn it down, whatever that means, whether it's the court or the system or attacking certain people, I don't know, but this has unleashed another wave of people waking up to what is happening, and a lot of people becoming more emboldened and empowered and doing something potentially physical about it. So go in the comments, let me know what you think. I would love to chat it up with you and hear your side. Maybe you have a different opinion of what I've said, and I would love to hear it. And while you're down there, if you liked this video and you think I did a good job and you think more people should see it, first give this video a thumbs up, because that helps people on YouTube see it more in the algorithm. And if you were really liking what was happening here and you think more people should hear and be involved in the conversation, share this video wherever you feel necessary, whether it's texting it to a friend, emailing, sharing on your favorite social media platforms where you follow people that you trust. I would love to have more people involved in this conversation. So thank you so much for joining me. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to head down below, hit subscribe, ring the bell to turn on post notifications, and make sure to come back every single day for new content from me covering social, political, and economic topics. So with that said, thank you so much again, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.